ate your girl.
Again, my name is Peter. No man, born of woman, can overcome me.
Emma, woman, can we please get to you, Mr. Governor? Excuse me, I'm still talking. I'm just starting the show.
When you say it in Yoruba, you say Peteru. When you fall on the rock, you break your backbone. When the rock fall on you, you become ashes. I carry special anointing.
Rock, you see, this is why it's not good sometimes to have big mouth. Hey, baby, see your life now. Anyway, back to what we were saying. What's up, Jerry, my people? It is your girl, Adeola. So we finally had the governorship election in Ekiti State, the one that we've been looking forward to for a long time. The main contestants, as you guys know, were Dr. Fayemi, who was the former governor, the one that Fayose defeated before Fayose became governor, as well as Professor Kolapo Eleka, who has been the deputy governor for Fayose for the last 4 years. But you know, we were so sure of the result of this election because God had spoken, first of all, through his prophet, the one and only Apostle Johnson Suleman. Yes!
I prophesied national elections, right? And very soon there's an election coming in Nigeria. Which state? Ekiti State. I've already seen the election. I've seen the winner of the election. I've seen the winner of the election. And I'm going to tell you.
Yes! Tell them.
When I begin to give prophecy like this, some people's hearts start shaking. They say, hey, let not your heart be troubled. This is my ministry. I'm the one that should even be shaking, not you. Because when you speak by prophecy, you are putting your ministry, your reputation on the line.
You see what I'm saying? Yes, the man of God announced to the world that APC would be disgraced and PDP would win the election.
Concerning Ekiti state election, I see the present party of that state remaining
in power. What happened? It froze, and this is the only copy you have? Oh my goodness. Anyway, so he was saying that the present party would remain in power.
But there's a problem. They will only have one tenure. It's only one tenure. The man that is running against them now should wait. Because after that one tenure, he can come for the other tenure.
Now, as you guys know, even if all the prophets in the world are lying, we know that Apostle Suleman will never lie.
I have spoken.
I'm sorry. I'm trying not to laugh. I don't know why some of you are laughing. Enemies of progress. Like I was saying, the man of God would never lie. And it wasn't just the man of God that confirmed it. Governor Fayose himself was very sure that his deputy will become the next governor.
Whether they like it or not, you are the governor coming.
I'm telling you, we were very sure.
If you like, carry army. Carry police. Have they forgotten that Pharaoh carried everything and was still defeated?
Tell them. You see, in fact, the man became a prophet over this issue.
Who is afraid of them? Power belongs to God only. Tell them to shut up. Oshoko is talking.
But you know, the drama started when the federal government deployed 30,000 policemen, 30,000 policemen and soldiers to Ekiti State. I said, so we are doing this again. The devil is a liar. We did not learn from the last time. How do you have a free and fair election with more than 30,000 policemen running around? Are people supposed to feel safe or intimidated? You know, now some days to the election, we saw a video of policemen shooting sporadically at the crowd.
Security operatives have dispersed a rally of the People's Democratic Party at the popular Faji Park in Adeola.
Nobody can intimidate us. They are shooting tear gas now, dispersing people. This is uncalled for. That is Governor Fayose in front. They are shooting at us. They are shooting at us. Only God knows how many people they are going to kill today.
You see what I'm saying? Election had not started and the policemen were intimidating people. How was that supposed to be a free and fair election?
I am in pain. I am in severe pain.
Che, the man is in pain. Call 911, 911.
If anything happens to me, the Inspector General of Police to be held accountable.
Hey, did anything happen to him? Had they taken him to London?
I am in severe pain.
The devil is a liar. Governor Fayose, who did this to you?
I was slapped by a policeman who kicked me and shot at me.
I knew it. So it was the police that slapped the whole governor. They kicked the whole governor. Wait a minute. He said he was shot, no be so? So why was he still talking?
And shot at me.
He was still camping. He was still talking. Wasn't that the same day that he was shot? Nigerian police, what kind of guns are you guys using? That you can shoot somebody and then the person will still be having rallies on the same day. You're using fake guns. Your guns are fake. Cut this out. Don't let this go on. No. For real though, if the guy was shot, he will still be campaigning. I don't want the man dead, I beg. I'm just saying, if truly he was shot, and he was still campaigning for his candidate.
How can I be a governor of Ekiti State and be treated like this in our own country?
Exactly. This is the same question that I ask every day. How can he be a governor and be treated like the rest of us regular people? You know, like he's a regular human being. Don't they know who he is? A governor. I mean, governors are supposed to be worshipped. No, be so.
I am having a lot of pain, but I prefer to bear this pain because of you.
Thank you, Governor Fayose, for bearing the pains because of regular people. You see, now he sounds like a messiah. You see your life now, Ekiti people. You refuse to know your messiah.
I prefer to bear this pain because of you.
Okay, that's enough. You know, I actually feel bad for Fayose. I pity the man. Not because he was shot by the police like he said, but I pity him because his doctor hand, a broken hand on a broken neck. Haba, who does that? Did you guys not notice? Can you imagine how painful that must have been? What kind of doctor would do this kind of arrangement? Hanging broken hand on broken neck so that the neck will be pulling the broken neck. Haba, they need to fire that doctor. I think the doctor was trying to kill the man. Yes, at least hang the hand on a shoulder, something like this, not on the broken neck. By the way, move closer, my people. Okay, that's enough. You know, I still can't believe that anyone could wound Fayose or make him cry because the man is a rock. And he said it several times that he's a rock.
Again, my name is Peter. When you fall on the rock, you break your backbone. When the rock fall on you, you become ashes. I carry special anointing.
You didn't have to play it. They know what I'm talking about.
Kolako, Olusola, receive power to succeed me in Jesus.
Amen. Amen. When was this? 2 days after he was shot. Damn, the man got back. He bounced back quickly. That is a miraculous thing in my brother. I knew it. And you know, I was just telling you that the man is a rock. Ashe, he will bounce back in 2 days. Nobody saw the bleeding from the gunshot anyway. So by 2 days time, the thing was completely healed. The arm sling was gone within 2 days. That is how you know that your healing is a miracle. Praise the Lord, my people.
Lord, it is settled. Amen. Tomorrow, yes, before the night falls, you will be declared. Amen. You will be declared. Amen.
Hey.
I disarm your enemies. Amen. I disarm them. Amen. I disarm them. Amen.
See him carrying the big Bible with the same broken hand. I'm telling you, this is a real miracle, my people. He's even clapping with the broken hand and he's able to dance with the broken hand. I mean, the man seems to have no difficulties whatsoever moving that broken hand. For those of you that are not Nigerians, I need to let you understand that we experience such miracles every election in Nigeria. We don't understand it, but it is the work of God. So 2 days after the man was shot, as you guys can see, the rock had bounced back. And on top of that, during that prayer, God revealed to him that his deputy would win the election.
The Lord said I should congratulate you.
Amen, somebody. Praise the Lord. And then, of course, we found out that both parties were sharing money. In fact, BBC Pidgin spoke with some of the people collecting money.
Kí ni wọ́n ṣe? Owó 4,000. Fún fáwọn tani. Látó máa dìbò ní Tòmárò. Ta ló ní ká dìbò fún? Olúbákí wọ́n.
Fayemi.
Ẹ gbọ́ kí náà fún wọn? Owó ni. Èló? Ta ló ní ká dìbò fún?
Nigeria. When will your mumu do? Nigeria. Why must you always mumu every election? So on election day, there were reports that Fayemi was winning, and this is what Fayose said.
On top of all they are doing, I will still win this election.
Okay, so you know, at some point during that election, you know, I started asking myself, was Fayose the one contested?
I will still win this election because this state
I am in charge by 80% by the grace of God.
Was Fayose the one contesting or Eleka? In fact, some people didn't even know of Eleka as much as they know of Fayose. I don't know if you guys noticed, but even the guy that was contesting was not as desperate as he was. Why? Why is that? Some people said it's because he wants a candidate that he can control, someone that would cover up for all the money that he stole, so that Fayose would now be his godfather. Me, I don't know. I don't know. All I know is he was desperate. Fayose was really desperate to see Eleka win that election. And then guess what? INEC announced that Fayemi won the election.
John Olukayode Fayemi of the APC, having satisfied the requirements of the law and scored the highest number of votes, is hereby declared the winner.
So while I pity Fayose that they brought in police to kick him out, basically, why do you need 30,000 police in Ekiti State? It looks like Kama remembered Fayose's home address. It looks like Kama came from Fayose because, as you guys would remember, he did the same thing for Fayemi in 2014. You guys remember the then President Goodluck Jonathan released $37 million. $37 million to rig the Ekiti election in favor of Fayose. The whole thing was called Ekiti Gate. At that time, they sent more than 36,000 policemen and soldiers to intimidate people in Ekiti and to rig the election. And it was actually one of the soldiers that recorded their conversation where they were strategizing the rigging of the election. Of course, when that audio leaked, Fayose denied his voice in the conversation. Everyone on the tape denied their voice, except Tope Aluko. You know, after like a year, the man confessed that they rigged the election, that was really his voice. You know, I still remember that the soldier that leaked the tape had to flee the country because they were trying to kill him.
The military authority, ordered for my arrest, and I was threatened. They threatened to even eliminate me, so I have to run for my life.
So it looks to me like what Fayose did to Fayemi is what they did to him. I'm not saying that it's right. I'm just saying karma can be up. So, but let's talk about the result of the election. You know, personally, me, I don't trust APC. I don't trust PDP. Fayemi was once a governor, and he's been a minister for the last 3 years. Is there nobody else that could be governor in the whole of Ekiti State? Why are the same people recycling themselves? Young people of Ekiti State, you need to stand up. Remember that Fayose was governor from 2003 to 2006, and then they kicked him out. He was impeached, him and his deputy, because they stole money. And then he came back again to be governor since 2014. And now that he's stepping down as governor, Fayemi is coming back. Fayemi is coming back to be governor. I'm not saying that Fayemi won't do well or that he will do well, but why do they tell us young people that we are the leaders of tomorrow when clearly they are not willing to let go of power? And I just like to tell the young people of Ekiti State that if you don't stand up, and of course young people in all the states of Nigeria, that if you don't stand up and be part of the politics of Nigeria, they will not come and look for you and say, do you want to run? You have to put yourself in the game. Now, another thing that bothers me is the fact that people were willing to sell their votes for 4,000 naira. That's $11. $11. You know, that means 1,000 naira per year, since the governor will be there for 4 years. 1,000 naira per year. When would we realize that the reason 4,000 naira would look attractive to us is because of the fact that our leaders have failed us, yet you sell your votes to the same people? I'm thinking, if the man actually developed Ekiti State and if he actually paid salaries, you know he's owing worker salaries, right? Even till now. Till now he's working salaries. There was a time that he owed like 8 months salaries. Right now, I heard that primary school and secondary school teachers have not been paid in Ekiti State. Some people for the last 6 months, some for the last 8 months. And also pensioners have not been paid for the last 11 months. That is almost a whole year of pensioners not getting paid. And he was getting bailout money from the federal government. Although he wasn't the only one that was sharing money. I'm just saying, if he had actually developed his state, paid workers' salaries, maybe he won't need to bribe them with 4,000 naira during elections. Although some people, it doesn't matter whether they get paid or not. They will still collect the bribe. They will still sell their votes. Oh, by the way, before I forget, what happened to Apostle Suleman's prophecy?
I gave a prophecy the other day about Ekiti State. And I said, I saw PDP taking over. And recently I saw people praying. As soon as the prophecy was given here, gathering people to pray.
Excuse me 1 minute.
Isaiah chapter 38. Isaiah turned his back to the wall. And God says, you will no more die. I said you will die before, but you will no more die.
You know, someday judgment day would come. They would come. Thank you, Jerry, man of God, for clearing the air. You know what I love about our men of God? They can always explain God. And if God fails to do something, they also have the explanation. In fact, they know more than God. They know more than God himself. Anyway, me, I believe the man of God, though. I don't know why some of you are laughing. God can always change his mind. The only problem is that he forgot to tell us at the time of the prophecy that this prophecy could change at any time, at any day. Because if he had said that, it would look like he didn't know what he was talking about or that he was just guessing. But you guys can testify that he hears directly from God. Sure, you understand? Anyway, I'm going to miss Governor Fayose and his drama. In fact, we're going to miss, he's a regular on this show. We're really going to miss him, But the good thing is he already told us what is next for him.
The Lord God of heaven has promised me that I'm going to replace either President Buhari or Vice President Oshibajo.
Amen, somebody. So he will either be the president or the vice president very soon. Or he would be a pastor. Yes, that's another possibility.
After being president of Nigeria, I will now become a pastor with a very big ministry.
You may find him opening a church near your neighborhood. Make sure that you're on the lookout. You don't want to miss out on that. It would be really good if he actually opens a church. I will go for church service. Anyway, you guys know I don't know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. Moving on to Cameroon, I'm sure you guys have seen the video that everyone is talking about.
2 women and a girl marched along a path by men in uniform said to be similar to those worn by some serving in Cameroon's military. One of the women is carrying a baby on her back. Then in a clearing, the group is blindfolded and forced to sit down.
I'm sorry I couldn't show you the whole thing, but those soldiers basically executed those women and children that you saw in the video.
A man can be heard saying, "You are Boko Haram, you are going to die," before the men point their weapons at the group. Then gunshots are heard.
They killed them right there in that video, and they filmed it themselves. I'm not talking about one shot. They fired several shots at them, and they recorded it themselves in broad daylight. Women and children, defenseless. They had no weapons. As you guys can see, they had no weapons, and they were executed by military men, by soldiers. No, that's wrong. That is absolutely wrong. I mean, what happened to us? First of all, only God knows how many women and children these soldiers have killed. Second of all, the fact that they could film themselves executing civilians baffles me. Does being a soldier now means you no longer have conscience? Those soldiers, I wonder if they have mothers or children of their own. I'm so confused as to why soldiers will open fire on defenseless women and children and film themselves doing it as if they're doing something good. When the video surfaced online, by the way, Cameroonian government denied it. Even though the soldiers spoke Cameroonian French, they said that it's a fake news, that the video was doctored.
Cameroon's government dismissed the video as being what it described as fake news.
Meanwhile, we all know that Paul Biya soldiers have been killing civilians now for several months, especially people from southern Cameroon that are fleeing the country. But when this video came out, Cameroonians started shouting that those women and children were Nigerians. And do you know that till now, Nigerian government has not said anything. They have not said anything. They did not do any investigation, nothing. Nigerians, you see how much you mean to your government? They call them Boko Haram, if you listen very well, before killing them. You see, we don't have a government. If you're a Nigerian and something happens to you outside of Nigeria, nobody cares about your lives. Even in Nigeria, your government doesn't care about you. Imagine if these were American children that were killed, even Asian children and babies. The whole world will be talking about it right now. I don't know, but this has not been on the news. I've not been seeing it on CNN, on BBC. I don't know what is happening. Meanwhile, the same president of Cameroon, who is trying to cover up for these soldiers, wants to run again for his 7th term. He's been president now for the last 36 years. Before that, he was the prime minister. So he's been in power now for the last 42 years. Yet he wants to run in this coming election. He wants to run again in October at the age of 85. Forget about southern Cameroon or northern Cameroon. If you're a Cameroonian and it doesn't bother you that this man wants to run again for the 7th time, you have no fear of God. Something is terribly wrong. Anyway, I'll keep you guys posted on the coming election in Cameroon. You guys know I don't know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. So before I sign out, for weeks now I've been telling you guys about Wave, an app on your phone that lets you send money to Africa for free without paying transaction fee, any transaction fee. So recently I sat down with the director of growth for Wave, that is Miss Jessica Wamala, and I got to ask her all the questions that you guys have been asking about this money transfer app. Is it safe? Is it a scam? Are they trying to scam you? Why are they asking for your debit card number? Why are they asking for the last 4 digits of your social security number? I asked all these questions and she answered every single one of those questions. So make sure that you watch that interview. It's on my YouTube channel. People have been writing me personally asking me whether I use Wave, and I tell them yes, I use Wave. Since they started operating in Nigeria, I've been using Wave. I've not used anything else and I've had no problem whatsoever with Wave. At the beginning I was also skeptical that they wouldn't charge any transaction fee. Is this a scam? But when I tried it, I found out that it's not a scam, and as a matter of fact, they've been in operation now for more than 4 years. It's just that they recently launched in Nigeria. So make sure that you watch that interview so that you can find all the answers to all the questions that you may have about sending money to Africa for free. And when you sign up for the first time, don't forget to use my name Adeola as the promo code so that they can add $5 to the money that you are sending to your loved ones. Right now you can use Wave to send money to Nigeria, Ghana, Tanzania, Uganda, and Kenya. Lastly, I told you guys about how you can get your Keeping It Real t-shirt, and some people wrote me asking whether it's just for women. I said no, it's for men and women. As a matter of fact, when you're selecting, you can choose the option of men and women. Even though it's not written that men, women, the men's own is usually straight and the women's own is usually fitted. So you can select whether for men or women, and you can select the color that you want, and you can also select for babies as well. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. Alright y'all, it's been real and I'm keeping it real right up in here. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And if you're yet to subscribe to my YouTube channel, please make sure that you do that. Also, I'd like to thank everybody that has subscribed to my channel. Thank you so much for 150,000 subscribers. Yes, you guys are amazing. One love. Thank you so much everyone that has subscribed. Until next week, I'm gonna see y'all later. Peace out.